couple of weeks ago, I made a video 10 best fragrances for $20. Someone said, hey, you should make that into a series. I said, okay. So, this is the next one in the series, the 10 best for the $30 range, the 35 to 40 kind of is where we're going to hover now. Here's the thing. There is not a bigger jump than when you go from a $20 fragrance to a $40 fragrance. There is a huge jump in quality, and granted, the Middle Eastern houses have brought this jump down. Used to have EDTs. We'll spend another 20 or 30 get the EDB. Spend another 30 get the Parfum. Middle Eastern fragrances have totally wiped that out. Now you can have a great fragrance for like $20. It's crazy. But as a whole, from that $20 to $40 leap, you're going to experience a huge boost in quality, typically. And as always, in these types of best four, I do try to include a lot of original fragrances as well. So 2 out of the 10 are going to be clones, and they were just too good for me to exclude. Let's just get into it. The first one that I have, let's just do the clones right now. From the house of Haramain. This is one particular fragrance, but I'm also shedding light on the line, which is sort of more of the takeaway that I'm trying to put on than just this fragrance alone, and that is the Amber Oud line. And this right here is the gold edition, which is a clone of Herba Pura by Zerdov, but they also have a tobacco, which is a clone of the Tobacco Vanille. They also have Ruby, which is Baccarat, and then they have Rouge, which is Baccarat Rouge, 540, right? And they just have some really strong offerings in this Amber Oud line. Now, understand this. This is a 2-ounce bottle. So, whereas some of these other ones are bigger, the 3.4s and whatnot, this is still really pretty expensive. This is, if you had a 3.4, this puts it at 50, 60, maybe even more, depending on your exact dollar amount for a full size, which they don't have. They don't have full, so they only come in 2 ounce that I know of. So, just put that into perspective. But for the 30 to 40, $30 to $40, not in the 40s, but that $30 to $40 flat period. The Amber Oud line is great. I'm just going to start saying 30s because I don't want to confuse it. Nothing here exceeds $40. Next. This one actually did. This one did exceed $40. And it's crazy to see it coming down in price. I would think if anything it'd go up. This is a clone of what was voted the best men's fragrance of 2024, Altair, and this is Liquid Brun. Art of Nature 2. There's another one, Armoff. It's Armoff Lion or something. I can't remember what it was. But these Altair clones are becoming a little bit more popular, for obvious reasons, because of the success of Altair. But this is a rich gourmand, sort of in your face, honey, cinnamon, spice, a lot going on in here. Performs great, 7-8 hours. And people who have the Altair and this spray side by side, you're talking about maybe a difference of about 5%. Altair is a little less synthetic, meaning it has more natural, maybe higher, or the highest, you could even say, of carrier oils and ingredients, and it appears a little bit, but here's the thing. This is $40. Altair is well over $200. Is 2% difference really worth it? I'd say no, in my opinion. Altair. some of these might have clone-ish propensities, because quite frankly, everything has clone-ish propensities. Every fragrance is going to remind you of another fragrance. There's only so many notes in the world, and you're going to see fragrances that resemble one another, but these as a whole are not clones. So up first, we have the Mont Blanc, and this is Legend Red. This right here, I don't want to say it's undervalued, because I don't think that's correct. I think people know this fragrance, people like this fragrance, but I will say undervalued, but I don't want to make it seem like nobody knows about this freaking fragrance, you know. Legend Blue EDP might be my favorite, but this would be a close second, and I don't have Legend Blue. And you can't get Legend Blue for under $40 because it just came out, but this is a gorgeous, masculine fragrance. It does not come on too strong, but it does stay on fairly long, and it's a compliment getter. Women really like this fragrance for whatever reason. As a frag head, someone who likes the weird gourmand, boozy type fragrances, this is not a fragrance that I gravitate towards. But after you spray it enough times, and people start being like, what is that? What is that? You're like, maybe I should wear it more, because it's kind of that soapy, masculine, mass appealing fragrance. And if you're trying to get into Mont Blanc and the Legends, I think this is the best one. I know the original Legend takes heavy inspiration from Abercrombie and Fitch. Tried, true, and tested ingredients and formula, and is really, really good. I just feel like that one, it's just my favorite Legend. Spirits and Eau de Toilette and so on. That doesn't rise to that. And anyways, I don't need to go on about why that's my favorite, but that Legend Red, really, really good. Really, really good. This next one, again, is a fragrance that I don't wear a whole lot just because it's not my intended profile that I go for. But to say that this is not one of the greatest masculine, freshy, soapy fragrances ever is just, that would just be disingenuous. I mean, it's a really, really good fragrance, and this fragrance is from, should I make this? I don't know if I should make this. This is a broad statement. This is a bold statement. I'll say one of my favorite designer houses is Hugo Boss, and this is Hugo. This is Hugo Man or Hugo Foreman. I don't remember, but it looks like this. I remember the first time I got this, you know, because it's like in the 30s. You can expect some good stuff, but typically not like the take your breath away, you know, slap your grandma, shut your mama's mouth, and sit down kind of fragrance, like the you know, the cartoon character when he like that one cartoon character that was like a pervert. It's like looking through. It's like the hot bunny and the eyes, like ba 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 ba. Like this is what that does. Some of y'all who never saw Looney Tunes thinks that I'm probably crazy right now, but this is a fragrance that just reminds you of the best body wash that you ever had growing up. It is a masculine, woodsy scent. This is what you get your father. This is what you get your boyfriend. This is what you get husband. And then fellas, this is what you get yourself. It's a perfect blind buy gift for a man in your life. And when you want to smell like you just stepped out of the shower, masculine, beautiful, beautiful fragrance. Easy pick on that one. This next one is going to be from Ralph Lauren, and this is going to be crazy, but I would give this the prize, if there was a prize, the most inoffensive fragrance ever made. Nobody just gonna be like, I don't really care for it that much. But nobody is gonna hate this fragrance. There's nothing in it to hate. And this is from Ralph Lauren. This is Ralph's Club. I think this is the best version. It's the EDP version. This is a gorgeous, fruity, fresh fragrance. This is going to be tried, true, tested. This is not the thing that you walk past somebody and go, that is the, like the, with a velociraptor, right? Jurassic Park. This is not the thing that you're going to walk past them and be like, that is the most original fragrance that I've ever smelled. Can I have your autograph? And it's not this. It's not this. But you are going to get some head turns. You are going to get some people chasing you down. You are going to get some people saying, what is that fragrance? And it's Ralph's Club. It's easy. Ralph's Club. Eau de toilette. Eau de parfum. Parfum. And the elixir. All amazing. All incredible fragrances. As I said, I like the EDP the best. But I mean, you can even see me right now. I can't stop smelling it. It's just nothing overly complicated in this bottle. Safest blind buy in the entire world, I could just about assure you. The only negative, it is not red tobacco. It is not Triumph of Bacchus. It is not Angel Share. It is not something that, if you're looking for something super unique and creative, it's not that. And some people don't see that as a negative whatsoever, and I don't blame you. 5 down, 5 to go. Up next is going to be, man, this is a viewer recommended fragrance, and I was happy to test this out. This is one of the strangest fragrances I've ever had in the best possible way. This is from the house of Rasasi. This is Qasamat, Ebhar, and this is another 2-ouncer. Almost, if you look at the bottles, almost identical kind of lineup here. They take the bottle and they fill in a lot of that glass to give you a bigger bottle, make it look like the juice is more than it is. This, if you put together a list of notes that would be the greatest fragrance in the world to me, it would be this fragrance. Downside, it does not project and it doesn't last as long as I would like, but it's macerated a lot since I last wore it, so maybe I'll give it another try. People also say this copied Swiss Arabian Casablanca. The two are very similar. This is a little bit richer, a little bit more complex. You get this odd sort of green apple on the top, but then you have this praline butterscotch kind of booziness in the base. It's a little bit like an Angel Share type fragrance that does not go overly boozy, overly complex, or overly gourmand. It's just a little bit lighter version of that, because not everyone wants to smell like an alcoholic that just broke into a Cinnabon covered in apple pie. And that's what the Angel Share type fragrances make you smell like. Ebhar. Perfect. We have another Versace right here. I'll talk about this one. This fragrance has gotten so much hate. I just did a video where I used this quote that I saw someone say the other day. You got the haters, you got the people that come out and are just mad at you for succeeding. And I saw someone make a post about someone who was venting about it. Someone came and made a post about it. They said, I think this person just found out that people hate it when you succeed and when you're winning at something. And I think that's what a lot of haters of this fragrance thought, and what inspired them to act the way that they did with this fragrance, because this fragrance is an incredible fragrance. Now, full disclosure, I don't like blues fragrances that much, and I'm sitting here and I'm telling you this is one of the best blues fragrances. Maybe the best that you can get at this price range. From the house of Rasasi, it's Hawas. And actually, this guy could even be in the $20 range now. When I got it when it was new-ish. Very popular. Like $50 I got it. Most places still have this in the 30 to 40, but some places have it in the 20s, so I just threw it in here. This is your stuck on cap. This is your quintessential blues fruity Invictus style fragrance. Is it a clone of Invictus? No, I don't think so anyways. But aquatic, what they call it, they call this ozonic, which is, shoot, I don't even know, something that has to do with the ozone layer. Fresh, blues, aquatic, sea notes. Getting into spring, this is great. And you want to talk about compliments? If you're the type of person that likes getting compliments, which is literally everybody in the entire world, this is a fragrance that people love. They gravitate towards it. The dry down, everything just is incredible. Again, the amount of hate that was tied into that. I remember even some guy that I watch picked up Hawas out of Burlington, came back, smelled it, did a blind testing, and was like, nah. Again, fragrance snob, right? And if you're a fragrance snob, that's your exact reaction to Hawas. Nah, this is just kind of Invictus-y. I don't really love this fragrance. I'm gonna take it back. Next time I made a post, I am never getting rid of Hawas. I got 7 compliments in a span of an hour. This person is a cash register at a store for a living. That's what he does for a living. He's in a position where people are constantly, coming into a space, being able to smell him. So he says this is one of the greatest compliment getting fragrances out, and I agree. Hawas. And while we're on this, let's go ahead and talk about another fragrance that has gotten so much hate because it was a hyped fragrance, and I don't know why, to be honest with you. I don't know why it was so hyped, but it was. It's a good fragrance. This is, if there's any ladies watching right now, first off, my Google Analytics says you don't exist. It's like 99% men. I'm like, there's no way. But maybe there is. I don't know. This easily be a unisex. A lot of these could be unisex. All the year could be unisex. I think Ebhar could be unisex. Herb Pearl 100% is unisex. This is a unisex, honestly. Maybe a little bit too feminine for me. But I remember when I made a video of this, I got trolled for this. And I don't understand why. It's from the house of Dumont. This is Nitro. I think this is one of the weirdest bottles. I hate when they do this. There's no point in that. It's just rattling around. This is another freshie, but instead of having all of that aquatic notes going on, it's really poorly taped. Wow. Okay. Instead of that, you have this watermelon note that makes it seem and smell like a watermelon Jolly Rancher. Some people have said Aventus vibes. I disagree with that. Some people say Invictus vibes. I can't get past the watermelon for me to say that this is a blue style fragrance. It's not, in my opinion. It's just fresh. And I think this would be great on a woman. And I know that this would be great in the hotter months as well. Something that does not get a lot of attention from me, but it's still very good. This next one indicative of the line, not just the fragrance. And this next one, again from the house of Mont Blanc, is the Explorer line. This is platinum. No. Explorer is that Creed event is taking nothing away from it. Possibly the greatest Creed event is Cologne. But I just did a Creed event is Cologne in my last for $20 video, so I just didn't want to repeat it here. But Explorer Platinum. They also have an Explorer Blue, which I have not unboxed it yet. The difference, all by the same perfumers, by the way, which is kind of crazy. There's no consistency, and I mean that as a compliment. All three very, very different fragrances, very different scents. And this is a rich floral fragrance. This is very feminine leaning, unisex. However, I don't mind feminine fragrances if they're more on the floral side. It's just a personal preference, totally subjective. I think because so many fragrances, perfumes for women, are sweet and fruity, I just think perfume, but floral has rich complexity in it, bitterness, which I really like. And this fragrance is incredible. This is a 6-hour fragrance on me easily, but Explorer, the original, is definitely the most loved of the Explorer line. But again, I wanted to feature something different just because I had Club de Nuit on the last one. And I didn't want this video to be like Aventus clones at every price point. So we got Uno Mas, and this last one is from the house of Versace. And this is another one that I think I paid like $60-70 for this. And now you can get it in the 30s. Kind of crazy, man. This is Eros. This is the original Eros Flame mic it down. Which, by the way, the maker of this and the maker of Flame are the same person. This and Energy. I don't know if Energy will ever be at the $30 mark because it's been out for a while. This is the quintessential, beautiful, fruity, kind of energetic, playful, what you would say, clubbing fragrance. Paco Rabanne-esque, Valentino Uomo intense, and even Herba Pura, or this gold one that I have right here, Haramain Amber Oud gold. Same vibes. Versace, the, again, Eau de Parfum, I think is the best. It's the EDT. They also have a Parfum. But the fact that you can get an Eros for $30 to $40 is insane to me because of the quality of this thing. I just think it's wonderful. I think it's great. Beautiful younger man fragrance. Also be unisex as well. And a really great fragrance, energetic fragrance. And I should note, if you're looking at Amazon and you're like, I don't see these fragrances for near that on Amazon, don't shop on Amazon. Do not, unless you live in a country that's one of your only options. And if that is the case, I'm sorry, because there's so many better options out there, and I checked all of these before I made this video. So at this point in time, there are fragrance third party, they call it gray market, not authorized distributors, but other fragrancepie.ca, Perfume Spot, FragranceNet, Fragrance.com, those type of entities that have these things for these prices. So man, if you're looking at me right now going, you just told me 10, how do I pick? Well, what's your thing? What is your vibe? Because if your vibe is energetic, youthful, Eros. If your thing is gourmand and rich, rich gourmand, then get liquid brun. If your thing is masculine, easy, Hugo Boss. And if your thing is floral, well, that's easy for you. But, and if you say, well, you know, I'm hanging around people that have very sensitive noses. I have a sensitive nose. I don't really like a whole lot of fragrances. I'm a little worried about blind buy. Easy. Ralph's Club. This is the safest blind buy you'll ever make. Incredible fragrance. So, I think on the next one, I might do a $60 one, but I might do like 60 or 70 to 100 because there's not that many fragrances out there that are just like 60 after I get done with like why men. I'll be like, what do I do now? So the next one definitely be a little bit more expensive, but these are some dang good fragrances, man. These are some dang good fragrances. So thank you for the suggestion.